Hello everyone, welcome. I hope you're all doing well. This is lesson 148. So the topic is regular, quote unquote, notice this in quotes, regular RE verbs. Is there such a thing as regular RE verbs? Well, the answer is really yes or no, depending on whose opinion you take. The official position is that RE verbs fall into the category of the third group of conjugation for the present tense, and this consists mostly of just irregular verbs. So if it's in the third group is for verbs that generally do not follow a regular pattern of pronunciation, so therefore they are irregular verbs. However, there are many RE verbs in this group that do follow a regular pattern. Officially, no, there is no thing as regular RE verbs, but within this group there are verbs that do follow a regular pattern of pronunciations. Officially, according to French grammarians, there is no such thing as a regular RE verb, but there are some that follow a regular pattern. So most of these verbs actually end in DRE. So we are going to look at the endings for these verbs that end in DRE that are quote-unquote classified as regular. So here are the endings. If you memorize these endings, then you can conjugate any of those verbs. So the je ending is an S, and it has no sound. The tu ending is also an S, no sound. If the subject is il, elle, or on, there is actually no ending. Just leave it as it is. Leave the root as it is. Once you remove the RE, leave it as it is. Nous, if your subject is nous, then the ending is ONS, on. If your subject is vous, the ending is EZ, E. And if your subject is il and elle, the ending is ENT. So if you know these endings, then you can conjugate any of the verbs on the list of DRE verbs that follow a regular pattern of pronunciation. I'll show you a list at the end. So the verb we are going to work with now is the verb attendre. Attendre. Attendre means to wait. To wait. Very important verb that we use all the time. So remember, the first thing to do if you want to conjugate it is remove the RE. So we have our root here, and then all you have to do is add any of those endings to that root. So let's practice with that. So I have attend, and since this begins with a vowel, we'll just use the J with the apostrophe. So if I want to say I wait, add your ending, and there you have it. J'attends, j'attends, I wait. J'attends. I wait, or I do wait, I am waiting. J'attends. Remember, any verb in the present tense can have several meanings. Tu. Start with your root and then add your ending. It's the same as the je ending. So, tu attends. Tu attends. Attends. Tu attends. You wait, you do wait, you are waiting. Il, elle, on. Remember that there is nothing that you add to it, so this is the verb form, attend. So he waits would be il attend, she waits, elle attend. On attend, one waits, people wait, they wait, we wait, on attend. Nous, we have our root, and then you add the ending. Nous attendons, nous attendons, attendons, nous attendons. We wait, we do wait, we are waiting. Vous, add your ending. Vous attendez, 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 vous attendez. You wait, you do wait, you are waiting. And finally, they, il or elle, we have our root and we add the ending. Ils attendent, elles attendent, attendent, ils attendent, elles attendent. Notice the difference in pronunciation from the first three to the last three. Attend, 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 attendons, attendez, attende. One more time. attends, 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 attendons, attendez, attendre. So now the fun part. Let's put it together with some words or phrases that we would commonly use with the verb attendre and make some complete sentences here. So if you want to say, I wait for the bus, I do wait for the bus, I'm waiting for the bus, you would say in French, j'attends le bus, j'attends le bus, j'attends le bus. I'm waiting for the train, I do wait for the train, I wait for the train, j'attends le train, j'attends le train, j'attends le train. Le bon moment, le bon moment. So if you're looking at this, you see literally, if you're an English speaker, you might be thinking the good moment. But what does this really mean? Remember, you can't always translate literally. It just doesn't always work. So in this case, the quote-unquote good moment really means the right moment, we would say in English. So if you want to say, I'm waiting for the right moment, you would say in French, j'attends le bon moment, le bon moment. J'attends le bon moment. Tu attends, you're waiting, or you wait, you do wait. Tu attends, you're waiting for the bus. Tu attends le bus. Tu attends le bus, you're waiting for the train. Tu attends le train, you're waiting for the right moment. Tu attends le bon moment. He's waiting, il attend. Il attend le bus, he's waiting for the bus. Il attend le train, he's waiting for the train. Il attend le bon moment. He's waiting for the right moment. Elle attend. Elle attend. She's waiting. She's waiting for the bus. Elle attend le bus. She's waiting for the train. Elle attend le train. She's waiting for the right moment. Elle attend le bon moment. The subject pronoun on, remember, it does not refer to a specific person. So one, people, they, it can also mean we in a casual sense. So on attend, one waits, people wait, they wait, or we wait for the bus. So on attend le bus, people wait for the bus, or we wait for the bus. On attend le train, people wait for the train, or we wait for the train. On attend le bon moment, people wait for the right moment, or we're waiting for the right moment. Nous attendons, nous attendons, we're waiting, we wait, we do wait. We're waiting for the bus. Nous attendons le bus. We're waiting for the train. Nous attendons le train. We're waiting for the right moment. Nous attendons le bon moment. Vous attendez, you wait. You do wait, you are waiting. You're waiting for the bus. Vous attendez le bus. You're waiting for the train. Vous attendez le train. You're waiting for the right moment. Vous attendez le bon moment. Finally, they wait, they do wait, they are waiting. Ils attendent, elles attendent. They're waiting for the bus. Ils attendent le bus. Elles attendent le bus. They're waiting for the train. Ils attendent le train. Elles attendent le train. They're waiting for the right moment. Ils attendent le bon moment. Elles attendent le bon moment. Here's a list of other RE verbs, or DRE verbs, if you will, that follow the regular pattern of conjugation. So if you can conjugate attendre, if you've memorized those endings for RE verbs, for quote-unquote regular RE verbs, then you can conjugate any of these verbs that you see here on the list. They all follow the same pattern of conjugation. That's it for this lesson. Thanks so much for watching. If you found it helpful, as always, I would appreciate it very much if you'd give it a like. To continue learning and go on to another lesson, click on the video that appears here on your screen. See you soon. À bientôt.